Today, we're going to talk about the grind and why it's so important to have self-discipline. The grind is what separates the amateurs from the professionals, the dabblers from those who actually truly dedicate themselves to their craft and to living a better life and waking up actually feeling inspired. It's putting in the long hours, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, even when you don't feel like it, that allows you to achieve mastery in anything. And actually, mastery is an asymptote. It's a line that gets closer and closer to one of the axes, but never actually touches it. To be successful at anything, you have to train your mind and body to do the things that will serve you in the future, not just what feels good now. Why? Because without discipline and dedication, there's no progress, only stagnation and a whole lot of frustration. So if you want to be a writer, for example, or an artist or a musician or anything else, know that it's going to take a lot of hard work and time. You can't just show up when you're feeling inspired. But also know that it will be worth it because the rewards are great at the end. You get to do what you love for a living at a very high level, and that's extremely fulfilling. I can't think of anything more fulfilling than that. Hey, I'm Sherman, and welcome to Geek Psychology, where us geeks and gamers come to talk about personal development. The grind is a term used by gamers and other professionals who have to do repetitive tasks. It refers to the process of doing something over and over and over again in order to improve your skills and increase your knowledge of that thing. The grind can be anything from practicing guitar for hours on end until your fingers blister and bleed, to learning a new language skill, or even killing the same underleveled mobs over and over again, just wanting and waiting for a random chance to get something good. Until you have that material return on your time and investment, then you are still grinding. So the idea is that if you just keep at it long enough and thoroughly enough, then eventually you'll be able to do really well. So why embrace the grind? It sounds boring, right? The answer is simple: because it works. When you embrace grinding as part of your daily routine, you'll find yourself improving more quickly than dabbling. It really helps to build good mental habits around time management and being disciplined about learning. By doing something every single day and making it a habit, you can't help but get better at it. I believe that a lot of success in life comes down to just showing up. As author Steven Pressfield points out in his book, The War of Art, the very act of doing the work is perhaps the most important part of being successful. He said, most of us have two lives, the life we live and the unlived life within us. Between the two stands resistance. In the hero's journey, there's always an obstacle or many obstacles between the start and the return. And the quicker you can get through those and the more you'll learn and get XP, the better the whole journey will be. The grind is the baby steps necessary to close the gap between our unlived potential and where we are now. I've made over 600 videos on YouTube, and I'm not the best YouTuber out there by far, right? But because I've been showing up day after day for years now, I've grown to where I am today, and I'll be able to make more content, a better community, and courses that help people live better lives because I've shown up so many times. I guarantee my videos would be a lot worse, and I wouldn't be living the wonderful life that I live now if I stopped at video 3 because I didn't see a result or I was tired or not inspired by it. The next step is continuing to show up every single day and grinding away at your goal. Focus on the process, not perfection. What are the struggles of grinding? There are plenty of struggles associated with grinding, but there are also ways to deal with the struggles too. For example, number 1, it can be difficult to keep going when you don't see results immediately. This is where a growth mindset comes in handy. Believe that your efforts will eventually pay off and don't give up. Number 2, you might get bored or burnt out from doing the same thing over and over again. To combat this, try to mix things up occasionally within reason and set small goals along the way to keep yourself motivated and take breaks as needed. Number 3, grinding can sometimes feel like a journey with no end in sight. Remember why you're doing this in the first place. What's your long-term goal? Keeping that destination firmly in your mind will help you push through those tough times when all you want to do is just return to your comfort zone and binge watch something. With all that said, why should you still embrace grinding? Well, in spite of the challenges, many people continue with their grind because they actually enjoy pushing themselves and seeing what they're capable of achieving. You'll have something tangible to show for all your hard work, like getting the loot drop for, all the grinding or leveling up. There's also a sense of satisfaction that comes from completing something difficult through hard work and dedication. So ultimately, it's up to each individual person, right, to decide whether the challenge and potential rewards of grinding are worth the effort. But if you want to achieve anything of meaning in life, I guarantee that grinding is part of the process. So here's an activity. Grinding can be a lifesaver, especially if you're just starting out. Do what you need to do to get the XP, the experience and skills to move up. Just put on some music, get in the mindset that it's all part of the process, and just get to it. If you're stuck in life, give yourself at least 30 minutes a day to do the most impactful task related to achieving your goal. The key here is to put 100% of yourself into that task. Forget everything else, it doesn't exist. And before you say, I don't have 30 minutes, I suggest that you check your priorities and really look into how badly you want to succeed in life. In 1 year, 30 minutes a day will add up to almost 8 full days of dedication to yourself and your life. And if you're lacking energy and motivation, you want to try some mana pots, click here to figure out what I'm talking about. And I wish you the best of luck. Good luck, have fun. See ya. Peace. In 1 year, 30 minutes a day will add up to almost 8 full days of dedicated cookies.